Okay. I wove in a couple of stories that you may not even know about, and it's very funny when you're kind of reflecting to do this. Things come back that normally wouldn't come back until somebody reminded you, like the school. Okay. Anyway, as I was going through this, a lot of it was some of my sister and some of my own. A lot of the stuff just came back. What stories could I tell that would show who she was, without saying who she was? Okay. All right. So I did a little of both. Right. And I'm just going to preface this. Writing. I'm an art teacher. Was an art teacher. Art is my thing. Writing's not. So
never make it.
There's not a lot of there's not a lot of pressure in this area here. It's okay. We won't be grading you.
Good.
You're good.
Okay. I would like to celebrate the life of my mother with some memories out of the past and recollections that have remained with me over time. The last 15 or so years of my mother living with dementia was a time with brief glimpses of the person who she once was. My mother was an animal lover. And by the way, Keith and Orrin chimed in on this when I told them that she passed. And the first words they said on their email to me, oh, she loved animals. So that sparked my remembering.
Is Gareth part of this?
Yes.
There were no names, but they said they both
I just
said
remember Gareth.
animals. That she really loved animals. My mother was an animal lover. Dogs, cats, turtles, and salamanders. She always had an inside cat, but also took care of to feed cats that showed up at our backyard. Okay. During my senior year of high school and freshman years at college, I worked at the World's Fair. I took home 3 baby ducks that were being given free. So why not take them? And I assumed that they could live in my house. My mother, without checking with my father, was quick to give me permission to have them live in our basement. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm getting a chuckle.
Good.
I was so happy they lived with us until they got too big and started biting. We brought them to a farm to resume their adult life. I always remember my mother as easygoing, who made the atmosphere in the house easier for all of us and lighter. My other favorite story is about the birth of a litter of cats in the basement closet. The mother cat was an inside cat. I was dating Elliot at the time, but I didn't know about his cat aversion.
Oh.
He hesitantly went to take a look at the kittens. There were about 6 or 7 of them, all clustered around the mom, inside a coat closet that was downstairs. And luckily, he still wanted a second date, but no more cat visits. No, he's just
don't like him.
It's called squeamish.
And the irony is that he's very good drawing cats on fences. That's actually his go-to. Right.
That's right.
Sorry to steal your thunder. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's all right. That's all right. It's a break it. Okay. Yes, I could usually talk and confide in my mother during my teenage years. She had a sympathetic air and was a good listener. So when I wanted to go out on a date with a guy who drove a convertible, my father said absolutely no.
That was not you.
The solution was to get in the car and get dropped off a few blocks from the house. Don't tell Dad, my mother would say. It worked. From that time on, I always relied on her to work around my father and rescue me.
That's awesome.
When my mother became a grandmother, she was overjoyed. She loved children and was always interested in hanging out with both Jason and Eric. Several times when we went on vacation without the boys, my mother would watch them and we knew they would be taken care of. In our absence, only their schedules would have been upside down, which usually took me a week to get them back. Sleeping, eating, they go to 11 o'clock, we could stay up. Okay.
Grandparents prerogative.
Right. But I had to get that part of the it was usually after my father passed away in his 60s, my mother was relatively young and had to start a new life for herself. She still had energy and enjoyed life. Dating, dinner out, dancing interested her. She eventually met Murray and they spent the next 10 years together. They bought a second home and decorating became her new passion. And when dementia set in, she still operated on her own. Walked everywhere, shopped, cooked her own meals, and remained independent until she moved into Sunrise Assisted Living at the age of 89. That's it. Okay, I was going to say that to the end. Rest in peace. We all love you.
Oh, it's wonderful, Mom.
Beautiful.